Hi, and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to be looking at one-step sparring. What it is that you need to be paying attention to when you're using one-step sparring in your practice. Does this have your interest? Then keep watching. Okay, let's take a look at one-step sparring. Now, what is it? Well, it's not realistic self-defense, that's for sure, because a lot of parameters in one-step sparring is predetermined. You know, it starts with the opponent stepping backwards, telling you, now I'm ready to come, are you ready for me to come? Then the person performing the one-step sparring, performing the defense part of the one-step sparring yells, yeah, well, I'm ready for you to come, you can come. And then an attack comes, and you know which side the attack comes from, you know what technique the attack is being performed against you is. It's a hit towards the face here. So it's not really something you can use to train this instant reflex on, well, how to act in a self-defense situation. It doesn't really work for that. Then what is it that it works for? Well, one thing that you can use one-step sparring for is to practice your precision. Because when you, for instance, when you hit towards the stomach, it's not just all of it that you're going for. You're going towards the solar plexus or towards the two lower ribs. So your ability to aim at a specific point in the body, that's something that you can use one-step sparring for. Another thing that one-step sparring is very good at is to help you be better at adjusting the distance to your opponent. So you know where the opponent is coming, you know how the opponent is going to stand, then how are you going to be in your stance to make sure that you have the right distance that fits the technique that you're going to perform, whether it's a kick or a hit. This is something that, of course, requires that you're not practicing with the same opponent every time. You need to shift opponents. So sometimes it's an opponent that's your height, sometimes it's an opponent that's higher than you or that's shorter than you. So you get different distances and you need to adjust to different kind of people that has different sizes. So that you learn, you train yourself in the ability of adjusting your stances so that they will fit the technique and the opponent that you have. This is some of the things that one-step sparring is good for. Okay, so let's take a look at this one-step sparring. So Emma's my opponent here, and the first thing we do is we greet each other, and then we place ourselves in our ready stance, and then she steps back and does the introduction, yelling that tells me that now she's ready to come. Ha! And from here, when I'm ready, I shout as well to let her know that now I'm ready to come. Oh! So when she comes, I know that it's this hand she comes with because she went back. And I know that she's hitting towards my face. So this is not really realistic. But what it does is that it can help me to train my distance to her as to what technique I'm doing. And also where I'm hitting. So if I want to kick her with a side kick, from here, if I just move up, it doesn't really fit. So what I need to do is I need to adjust by stepping a little bit to the side, and then it fits. It could also be to the other side, where I step a little bit back, then it fits there, or there. Or it could be a hand technique, where if I step forward here, it doesn't really fit. But if I step out in a horse stance, it fits here. But then if I want to hit her neck, it doesn't fit, so I need to move a little bit closer, and it'll fit perfectly. So using my stances with different opponents allows me to train my ability to adjust my distance on an opponent coming against me. Another thing it allows me to one-step sparring is to train where it is that I'm hitting. If I'm hitting her in the solar plexus or towards the lower ribs or on the chin here in the nerve point that's right here, or if I go for the neck or if I go for the jaw, those things are something that I can train as well. Or if it's for the arm that I'm going for as well. It could also be with my kicks. It could be moving out here, training my side kick towards the solar plexus, or it could be directly from here going towards the knee, or it could be a twist kick for the lower ribs or for the head as well. So I can use it to train my precision as well as training the distance. So one-step sparring, as we've seen it for now, is for the beginner levels. It's for lower belts. Once you get more advanced, more experienced, this is to choreographed, to predetermined how you act. So the whole thing about one part going back first saying, well, now I attack and now I come forward with a martial arts style hit is very unrealistic. So the more experienced you get, the more you should try to make it more, to pressure test your techniques, and the more you should try to make it a little bit more realistic. One of the things that you can do to do that is to be unprepared and to have the opponent attack you with something that's a little bit unstylish, a little bit more street violent punch, more gross motor punch. So hits coming more like this, swinging them in. So again, if we know, there needs to be no yelling first, saying, now I come, are you ready? And then you'll yell, say, yeah, I'm ready, you just come. So to give an example here, Emma could take a swing at me, and when it comes, I could come directly in right after. So when she swings, try one more time, bam, she'd go in there. Another thing is that when you want to tune it up a little bit more, to make it a little bit more pressure testing, you add more. One way you can do it is to add another hit. So instead of having one blow, you have two blows right after one another, because face it, in reality, an attacker would not come with only one blow. They'll come with multiple blows. So you can add blows to it. So let's try with the two blows, for instance. Yeah. And the more gross motor and more pressure testing you do, you'll see that some of the techniques that you've been doing very stylish are all of a sudden adjusting a little bit. And that's good, because that's the way that you want to go, because that's making your techniques a little bit more effective. You should always continue putting more things on to make it more realistic. One thing you could do is to have the opponent have gloves, hitting gloves. So instead of moving towards her where I have to stop, she put up a hitting glove so I can hit full speed, full power towards the glove. But I can't do that against her. So you should train both. When she has the hitting glove, we need to stop every now and then and put that in place instead of her. So you need to do both exercises, both without hitting her and with having something that you can hit instead, to make it a little bit more realistic and to train those things. So you should train both without an opponent, with an opponent, and with an opponent that has gloves. So you try to hit something, you try to move against someone that's moving, and you try where you can just do the full technique with full power, but without an opponent. By training these different things, you train the different set of skills that you need combined in terms of using your skill set. This was the video on one-step sparring. I hope you could use the content of this video and it could inspire you in your training, in your home training. It was a video that was inspired by Christian that sent me a message saying, well, he would like for me to do a video on this topic. If you have a topic that you would like for me to take up in a future video, just put in a comment below. If this video was something for you, give it a like, hit subscribe, and remember to hit the little bell down there so that you get a notification next time that there's a video from me. From here, the only thing left to say is enjoy your training and enjoy your day.